And we are live, guys. Welcome to another live stream from Oslo, Norway on the Women of High Value channel. My name is Joseph Darling. What I want to talk about to you today is something that, was it clickbait? A little bit, but at the same time, not really. I'm going to explain. I just watched a show on Grant Cardone's show, and he talks about finances and money and all that uninteresting thing. But he mentioned on there that the best dating advice for women in general, and that is to become a gold digger. Like I heard that and I was like, man, he's so right. Because women very often, they're afraid of that label, but at the same time, it is the best strategy if you are the woman who thinks long term. Like, you want to find a guy that you can connect with, that you can enjoy spending time with for the rest of your life. Like, do you want to be a woman who has one guy and then that didn't work out, and then have another guy that didn't work out, and then have another guy, and then continue on like that for years and years and years and years? If you are a feminine woman, you like stability, you like security, you like knowing that everything's going to work out. And for that to happen, you need to have the right guy by your side. Someone who loves you, someone who is going to take care of you, someone who's willing to just simply give you money because you are an amazing companion. There's a guy out there for you who is rich, who is trustworthy, who is honorable, who wants to have kids with you, and who wants to provide for you, and who wants to give you a luxurious lifestyle and give you everything that you want within reason. Because that's the thing. Rich people, very often, it's not that they're greedy, they just want to spend their money and invest their money on more wealth creation. They want to create more wealth for you. And that's why most of the money will go back into their businesses. Most of their money will go into creating a better future. And if you know that and are okay with that, you'll still be able to get a quite large chunk of money simply for being you, because he wants you to be happy. So sometimes if you actually do find a gold, like someone wealthy, and you are the gold digger, and you want that relationship to work forever, then you'll be completely fine with whatever you get. Because over time, once he knows he can trust you, that's what I stated on one of my other videos. Once he knows he can trust you, once you guys have that connection, he gives you freedom. He opens up the doors to his vault a little bit at a time. The moment he feels a little bit inkling that he cannot trust you, the vault shuts. And you now have to find another guy that has, that opens up his vault for you again. It is hard work. It requires discipline, and you become masculine. You lose your youth. You lose basically everything. Like, you won't be happy long term if you have the normal gold digging strategy of, women out there who are doing this strategy. You want to be a successful gold digger that finds one guy that's the right guy, who is trustworthy, and who also is willing to trust you over time because you are dependable and trustworthy and you share everything with him. Eventually, like I said, the vault will open slowly but surely, but he'll still keep it closed somewhat in order to keep you within reason. Because if you just get tons of money, you can waste away his entire fortune, everything that he's worked for all those years. And for what? For good sex? But no, a wealthy guy won't ever do that. Even though there are wealthy guys who do that, eventually that gold digging girl is gonna suffer basically because she doesn't have anyone she can trust. If no one can trust her, she can't trust anyone. And because of that, she ends up being unhappy throughout her entire life and basically are just like any other girl who slaves away at a job her entire life and have no one to love her, and she ends up with 3 or 4 or 5 cats. Like, that's not what you want. So what are some... I wanted to just ask you a few questions to help you figure out what you don't want. All right, so the first question is, do you want to slave away for the rest of your life at a normal full-time job? The answer will be no, you don't. No woman wants that. No woman wants that. And even for you struggling entrepreneurs, do you want to continuously be a struggling entrepreneur? You know, the best female entrepreneurs out there are women who married the right guy. And the guy is also a successful entrepreneur, and he is helping and coaching and mentoring that woman to become a successful entrepreneur. Just look at Elena Cardone. She's built a massive empire of her own because she's being coached by her husband. Easy. Don't do it by yourself. You'll struggle, you increase your masculinity, you'll waste away your life, and you won't be happy. The second thing is, do you want to remain masculine and have to consistently be disciplined, consistently keep at it, keep being rejected, or do you want to remain a young girl forever? You know those times when you were in your teenage years and you didn't have any worries in life and you just giggled with your friends, you just had fun and, jump on the trampoline and you skip rope and just basically enjoying your life. Isn't that what you want? Isn't that what all women want, really? I mean, yeah, of course there's going to be women who turn off this video right now and basically say, no, that's not what I want. I want to be disciplined. I want to succeed on my own. I want to be independent. If you want to do that, then do turn off this video, because then this channel is not for you. This channel is for women who want to have happiness long term. Happiness in the now, knowing that they're going to get what they want, because it's quite easy to actually get a successful man. It really is. Trust me. Successful men are looking for you. And you're just not putting yourself in a position for them to succeed in their search to find a truthful woman who's dependable and who wants to stretch the dollar that she's allotted and who just simply wants to enjoy life and live her life. That is my wife. I'm just explaining to you my wife here, guys. I basically told her when we got married, do you want to work? And she's like, no, I don't want to work. Great. I don't want you to work. Do you want to have kids? Yes, I want to have kids. Cool. I want to have kids too. Do you ever break up with people? No, I never break up with people. And then I said, well, actually, I don't break up with people either. So I guess it's us then. That's basically kind of how we decided we were going to get married. She already knew in advance that she wanted to marry me at this point in time. But that's kind of how I began to realize that, okay, so I think this is the girl. And what has happened over time is she was basically a gold digger without me having the gold. She found a young guy who had massive ambitions, who refused to give up and who refused to let go. And she's had a hard time because I haven't been successful. I haven't been rich for a long period of time. And we started having kids very early. But she's slowly but surely seeing the evolvement, seeing me actually begin to succeed. And the journey that we're going to have together is going to be absolutely amazing. I love my wife. I want to give her the world. She's my motivation. She's my reward. She's my, her and the kids is my everything. And because I know how she functions, I know how she is as a woman, and she tells me everything that's on her mind, I know how to work with her. That's what you want. You want a guy like that. And they're out there. And like I said before, I have another channel for men. This is a huge matchmaking thing that I'm creating here. And it's going to be expensive for the guys. But for you guys, if you're along for the ride and participate in this movement, the Women of High Value movement that we're creating, you'll be so blessed long term. You've got no idea. Just participate and let yourself be influenced by the input that you're getting from me. The only thing I want, my whole life purpose, is to unburden women and children. How do we do that? By helping men massively become successful so they can handle the burden of any woman and any child. And we're trying to prepare the women to have the right mindset, the right understanding of certain principles that they can apply instead of focusing on the world and succeeding themselves, that they can just apply a few set principles, prepare themselves along the way in order for those guys to be ready for you. It's going to be a matchmaking made in heaven, but here on earth. So anyway, the third question I had was, do you want short-term, immediate gratification? Massive spikes right now that basically collapse all the time and give you massive hangovers that makes you old, masculine, and disciplined? Or do you want to have long-term, immediate gratification? What? Well, what do you mean? I want to help you to stay in the now. I want to help you to open up your emotions to the right guy. I want you to explore your emotions. I want you to explore who you are and understand the world around you and how it functions, how it's all based upon family, how life is actually supposed to create massive happiness and massive joy. It was designed for that. It's just that we haven't evolved yet to the point where we understand how. But we're beginning to see an inkling of how. And that is through unburdening women and children. That is what's going to create massive joy and happiness, because men love feminine creatures. Men love having women and children depend on them. As crazy as that sounds. And the guys who say that, no, I want my wife to work, massively feminine guys, like, they disgust me, okay? Not the people necessarily, because they're, they can't help it that they're ignorant about the fact, but those statements disgust me. Why would you want to burden your wife? Why would you want to burden your kids? Why would you want them to be like obviously I want my boys to become independent of me so that they can create an amazing family of their own in the future. I want them to be massively disciplined starting from the age of 12 and kind of prepare their minds in advance of that. But for women, I want them to just smell the flowers, enjoy the now, enjoy each other, and enjoy being with their husband and kids. Like, there's nothing greater than that. And that's what I mean by long-term immediate gratification. Within reason. The boundaries that basically your husband has set, because he trusts you, you get more freedom. He trusts you even more, you get even more freedom. The moment you break his trust, right back to square zero. This is why trust is more important than love. Has been, always will be. Work on your trust. Work on trusting yourself by understanding you as a woman, and work on understanding men. And I'm not saying you don't need a case study of understanding men, like a personal case study. You don't need experience with a lot of sexual partners. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you getting an understanding from the world simply from observing it. Don't jump in there in the pool of sharks and expect to not be eaten up and drowned. Stay away from the pool while you explore yourself and explore the world and explore basically this YouTube channel. I mean, we've got 7 subscribers right now. You are part of the beginning of this, and this is just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until we've got millions of women who are like, this is amazing. I want to be part of this. I want to be a successful gold digger who thinks for the long term. And I just want one husband, and I want to keep that guy forever, and I want to know everything I can of how to do that. That's what we're going to do on this channel. This is the Women of High Value channel. My name is Joseph Darling. I'm doing this for you guys, and I'll see you again tomorrow.